I've made $66,000 in my first year of publishing. Here's what I learned. What is going on, guys? Sean here. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about self-publishing, building passive income streams, and sometimes personal finance topics. So if you're interested in those kind of topics, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos that I post. So in this video, I want to talk about what I've learned my first year of publishing. And I think there are a few lessons that are pretty key that you can take it away and apply into your business. So let's get right into the video. So in terms of my publishing journey, I basically started and I published a couple books my first month. I made around, I think, $100 my first month, and then the month two was around $300 or $400. I think it was $300, and then month three I hit $1,000, and obviously it's like 1,000 something. And month four it was 2,000 something. So every single month since then I was adding around $1,000 to my income. So 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 something, 5,000 something, 6,000, and then around month 10 I went from $6,000 to one of my books that I uploaded blew up. So I went from 6,000 to 10,000 on month 10, and then month 11 it was around 9,000 something, and then month 12 it was probably $9,000 or something like that. So from that experience of publishing my first year, this is what I learned. The first thing I learned is massive imperfect action is far greater than perfect inaction. When I first started, I had no idea what I was doing, obviously, right? So I was just following the course that I had, and then I was just taking as much action as I possibly can. Even though I had no idea what I was doing, instead of waiting around trying to learn everything before I published a book, I just did it and I learned by doing. So I was following the course, rewatching the lesson many times. I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos. I was reading a bunch of blog posts. I was pretty much consuming every single content related to publishing as much as I can, but at the same time, I was taking action. I wasn't just consuming content and feeling like I was progressing when I wasn't actually taking action. I was doing both. I was consuming a lot of content, but also I was going out and actually publishing. So that is a mistake I see a lot of beginners make, is they try to be too perfect on their first book. And so they learn and learn and learn, and they keep watching videos and keep going through the course and keep, talking about it in Facebook groups, and they try to be perfect, and you never can be perfect in anything. I mean, I've been publishing for 6 years and I still don't have a 100% perfect book. So it's basically impossible to achieve perfection because it doesn't exist. Okay. So a lot of people try to be perfect from book number one, which just ends up being analysis paralysis, ends up preventing them from actually doing the important work, which is the only work that'll make you money, which is to actually publish the book, right? So take that imperfect action. Don't try to be perfect. Take action and fix the mistakes as you go, okay? So when I first started, I was doing 2 to 4 books a month very consistently. In fact, I did 2 to 4 books every single month for years. I was extremely consistent in every single book that I published. I learned something, right? And the next book got better. And when I published the next book, I learned something new. And then the next book got even better because of that. And I just kept improving my craft and improving my skills. So lesson number 2 is you want to maximize every single platform. So what I mean by this is if your book is eligible for a hardcover version and you only have a paperback version and you're like, oh yeah, I can do hardcover, but I'll just get around to it later. What are you doing? Just publish a hardcover. It's like $5 or $10 to make, right? And it's, the more platform or the more formats, so you want to maximize both, right? Maximize formats and maximize platform. So hardcover, if you can do it, definitely do it. If you can turn your book into an audiobook version, do it as soon as possible. Don't wait around, guys, because the longer those books are on Amazon or Audible or whatever platform, the more chance it has to sell, okay? So, and the faster you make ROI. Same as the platform, right? So if your book is eligible to be uploaded to other platforms such as ACX, Ingram Spark, Draft to Digital, you should do it. And that is something that you should really look into, because publishing is a game of doing the little things that really adds up. So oftentimes it's not one book that makes a difference. It's not even 5 books that makes the difference, right? It's when you start publishing a bunch of books, and each book does something. It makes this much a month, and this book makes this much a month. And once you have a good collection of books in your portfolio that's doing however much a month, it really starts compounding and starts making a big impact. And same as platforms too, right? So it can do a little bit on Draft Digital, and a little bit on Ingram Spark, and a little bit on ACX, but those little bit didn't exist when you were just on KDP. So if you can expand, obviously there's KDP Select and there's different exclusivity rules, so you want to look into that. But if you can expand into different platforms, you should definitely do it. Now, the third lesson is 99% of my books made ROI. Now, this is something that I cannot guarantee, of course, but I've published over 200 books, probably around 250 books, and 99% of those books made at least my return on investment, and most of the time, way more than what I invested in. In fact, I had about 5 books that didn't make ROI, and out of that, 3 of them were low content books. Okay, so just because it's low content and you invested less money into it doesn't mean that you make ROI faster. But anyways, even those 5 books that didn't make ROI, what you have to understand is those books are still on Amazon. It's still selling, right? Even though it's not selling a lot, it's probably selling something. In my case, typically, even dead books makes $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, however much it is. It's still selling, and it keeps stacking every single month, right? So eventually, if I would just stay patient, those books will eventually make ROI, so make back my money, right? And then it'll start profiting for me. Now, that doesn't mean that you want to spend as much as you want in creating your book just because you think you'll make ROI, right? You don't do that. You still want to be smart with your expenses. So I don't want you to go spend $10,000 for one book just because you think you'll make ROI. You probably can, but it'll take many, many, many years, right? So you still got to be smart with that. But overall, there's a very good chance that you'll make ROI, because once you publish your book on Amazon, it's going to stay there for life. And there's so many people going to Amazon looking for something to buy, and it's really weird. I don't know how people find your books when it's ranking on page 20 or page 50. I have no idea how people find it, but they still find my books and they still buy it, and I still make money from a lot of my books that didn't do well. So that is the beauty of publishing, and that is probably one of the best things about publishing. The fourth lesson I learned is you want to build your audience as soon as possible. Now, publishing is hard when you're just getting started because you don't have an audience built. So you don't really have a easy way to gather reviews, and you don't really have a easy way to gather sales. However, once you build up your audience, this business becomes literally the easiest business in the whole world, okay? Because all other businesses, you have to do customer service, fulfillment, shipping, and everything else. I'm not even going to go into it, but Amazon handles all that, right? All you have to do is handle the marketing side of your books. And once you have your audience built, which is your email list, all you have to do is send one or a couple emails, and you can get a bunch of reviews and a bunch of sales. You can rank your book just from sending those emails. And then from there, it's very, very easy to keep getting more sales and more reviews once your book is ranked. Basically, the point is it gets very easy once you have your audience built. So that is why your goal should be to get to that point as soon as possible. Because if you never get around to building your list, every single book that you publish, you're starting from zero, right? You have to hustle for that review. You have to hustle for the sales every single time. And you're just rinsing and repeating the process. You're just kind of going around that hamster wheel if you don't build your email list. So that is why you want to start building your audience as soon as possible. Now, if you're interested in my publishing course, I do have a whole module on audience building, and I do have a pretty cool strategy where you can make money while rapidly building your email list. So if you want to check it out, the link is below this video, as well as all the tools and resources that I recommend also in the video description below. But that is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy videos like this, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, comment any questions you have, and I'll see you guys in the next one.